News 46 is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community. News is also brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrump's optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, the county commissioners make a decision in an animal case. The GOP holds their annual Lincoln Day dinner, and hundreds gather at Pahrump Valley High School to see Sleeping Beauty. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Monday, January 25th, 2016. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. The owner of a property on the south end of town must adopt out numerous dogs he has been holding on his land after being denied a permit to house 150 animals.
This is an appeal from a RPC decision. The appellant, Mr. Platinov, had a request to change his CUP from 30 dogs to 150 dogs. The backup here, I think, is self-explanatory. The RPC denied his application to modify the conditional use permit. That denial has been appealed to this board.
I'm here today to ask you to decline the appeal that Mr. Platinov has requested. Our neighborhood consists of families with single-family residential status. We almost all of us own dogs and care and love our dogs. I ask you today to consider illogical and legal issues only. Logically, Mr. Platinov admitted he has 150 dogs at his facility at the planning meeting that was held a couple months ago. They have had at least 10 dogs since the last planning commission, and letter I and J litters are still available. They have over 12 litters listed for sale and probably more planned. How many is enough? Do they sell them all? No, I do not think so. I think they just keep breeding them and inbreeding them. Per the breeders I have spoken to, they say that it's normal for 2 breeds a year, but with that many dogs, who knows what's happening down there. At best, they are keepers, not caretakers, in my opinion. At the last meeting, at the Planning Commission, he had several people come and talk about his character and Mrs. Higgins and how they were very careful to take care of the dogs and they loved them and all this. It's really not pertinent to the situation. The situation is we have 150 dogs down there in a facility that is really not meant for that many, I don't believe. It's in a single-family neighborhood with children around. They walk to the bus.
Just on the findings, as we have to find, make a motion to uphold, according to the record, the decision by the RPC, but I have further comments.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second, and I'll take more comment.
I live about a half mile from there. Just so it's, I don't know if you want to know that or not, but I can hear them at 6 o'clock every morning when I go into my backyard. And I don't have a problem with them. I understand they're kept well because I've talked to the animal control officers. I don't know how you keep 150 dogs. 30 dogs controlled or fed. But it goes back to the record, and he was issued a permit for 30. When he was getting close to that, he should have come back and said, hey, I'm going to be over it. What do I do? I think when you wait to 150 or 130, you've kind of disregarded the whole thing. So from the record of the RPC, my motion stands.
Any other comment? I guess I have a comment to make. My only concern is for the dogs. We have 150 dogs that can't be where they're at according to the rules and regulations. I would hope in your motion there was some leniency that we can put there so there could be some time for them to do something with the dogs.
I'll make a motion to uphold the decision with one condition. Does that work for you? How do you want me to say it?
It would be a motion to modify the decision.
Motion
of
to
the
modify the
RPC
decision of the RPC
by
extending him 6 months to find homes for the dogs. And at that time, he needs to be down to 30.
The Board of County Commissioners declined a fireworks store permit that was requested at last Tuesday's meeting in their chambers.
So I have located a business on Bison Avenue that is vacant, and that is at least 1.8 miles away from the nearest residence. So I am definitely planning on meeting and exceeding any rules and regulations that you guys have. If you would allow me to apply for a license or permit.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes?
This board in various forms have heard the extension of licenses before and been turned down multiple times, and I am not willing to take that fight again. I know there's a certain amount that seems to work, and if Mr. Check wants to buy one of those businesses, that's completely his business, but I'm not willing to move forward with new licensing at this time.
Mr. Chairman, can I speak on this?
Sure, go right ahead.
I don't know where that rule came from in the first place, but whatever happened to free enterprise? You know, if it's possible, we could make a change and bring in some new business of any kind, I would more than welcome it. It would be at least a few more jobs for people, I'm sure, and depending upon how big the project is, because I know fireworks bring in a lot. And now that we have a shooter site, we're going to have more people coming. So, I mean, if he's willing to stick his neck out and take that chance, I don't know why we couldn't let him do that. I don't know what it would take to do that. I could make a motion to bring an ordinance forward.
Companies and
How
displays.
about we just bring it forward and just remove the amount of fireworks permits that could be had?
Hi, I'm Tim McCoy. I'm the owner of Area 51 Fireworks. By opening this up, all you're doing is shifting the current clientele that we already have to go different places. Okay, he's going to create jobs. Now I've got to let go people because we don't have the business, as much of the business anymore. So all we're doing is shifting the customers to go different places, and we're shifting the people who we hire to go and have to go get a different job, maybe with him.
Oh, you want me to go before you?
Absolutely. It's
That's
the chair.
the chair's
Are we
privilege?
going, which way are we going?
This agonizes me, but I've learned a lot about this business in the last 4 years, and I really believe we're just going to dilute the market. So I am going to vote no this time. She said yes.
Aye.
She voted yes.
I'm voting for bringing business and money in, more than we have.
Vote yes, the vote's 3-2, sorry.
A manhunt is underway in California for 3 inmates, including one who is accused of murder and another accused of torture, who escaped in Orange County Jail Friday. Police say this was a very sophisticated escape. They cut through a 1/4-inch metal plate, then crawled through unsecured plumbing tunnels to the roof, and then they cut through steel rebar and rappelled 4 to 5 stories, some 50 feet high, using sheets. 20-year-old Jonathan Tu was in jail on murder charges. 37-year-old Jose Neri was in jail for allegedly torturing and kidnapping, and 43-year-old Bacton Duong was facing attempted murder charges. Authorities warn that the men are extremely dangerous and ask if anyone has any information about the 3 men, they should call 911 immediately. News 46 will return in just a moment.